Well, thank you guys. So, my name isn't actually Cool Hand Luke. My name is Mark. And on any given night, I don't know who knows or doesn't know who Cool Hand Luke is, so I just pretend that none of you do, and so I just explain it. But Cool Hand Luke has been a band for about almost 12 years, and I've been a part of that from the beginning. And I actually, for the majority of the time, have been the drummer of the band. But I don't think a drum solo would have gone over as well. So it started with I met these two guys when I was in college. I was a freshman in college, and I had a crush on this girl. And I found out that she was going to Ruby Tuesday with some of her friends, none of which I knew. And so I went, and it turned out to be 25 of her friends that I didn't know. And I was sitting at the opposite end of the room from her, and I was kind of bummed out about it because I didn't even really have money to eat anything, and I didn't get to hang out with the girl that I liked. And she ended up getting married the next year, not to me. So it was fine, but there were these two dudes there, and they came up to me and they said, "Do you play drums?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they were like, "Do you want to play in a Christian punk band?" And I was like, "Nope." But for some reason, I sat and talked to them, and I remember one of them gave me their numbers, and it was, for some reason, he had like this newspaper clipping with a picture of Gwyneth Paltrow in his wallet, and so that's what he gave me his number on the back of. And I just sat and it was like the day before my last final of my freshman year in college, and so I went home for the summer, which home was only like 45 minutes away, and but I just kept thinking about it, and I really wanted to be in a band, but I didn't really want to be in a punk band because I really wanted to be in a hardcore band. I really wanted to sing in a hardcore band. And even though I was a Christian, I didn't really grow up listening to Christian music, and I just thought it was all Amy Grant and Michael W. Smith and things like that. And so I wasn't that interested in it, but I ended up calling them anyway. We started playing that summer, and then the next school year, we played our first show long before we should have played our first show, because there used to be this band called Goaty Hook, and they were on Tooth and Nail, and of course, Tooth and Nail, when you're 19 and in a Christian punk band, is like, you know, if you can get in with Tooth and Nail, then you're like president of the United States. And and naturally, being young and stupid, we thought if we play with a band that's on Tooth and Nail, they're gonna love us, and we'll get signed the next day, and we can all drop out of school, and we'll be rich because being in a band makes you rich. That was another idea that I had when I was 19. But it turns out we didn't actually have any songs written. Okay, and here's the other kicker. I had fourth row seats to see Smashing Pumpkins do an acoustic set in this. It's a place I'm from Nashville. It's this place called Rodman Auditorium where like Johnny Cash used to play, and the Grand Ole Opry used to be there. And it's a really small, cool, old venue that actually used to be a church. But instead, I played this horrible show opening for Goaty Hook, and at that time I wasn't singing, and we had kind of like 2.5 songs, and then some songs that we just kind of like stayed up until 2 in the morning working out, and our bass player just kind of hollered over them, and then we decided to do a ska version of Kokomo by the Beach Boys, and at that point, playing shows was really new to us, and I didn't know what monitors were for, so I just didn't ask for anything in my monitor, so I couldn't hear anything but my drums. And at some point during Kokomo, the bass player broke a string and he quit playing, and the guitar player saw that he quit playing and he quit playing, and then there was just me, and I finished the song complete with like harmonies in the last double chorus. And I didn't even plan on telling you that story, it just kind of went that way. But then we decided we needed to start playing out of town, and one of the very first times we played out of town, this was the very end of '98, like, Passion, which I think everybody knows about now, but Passion was this new thing, and they had a conference in Fort Worth, we drove from Nashville to Fort Worth to see that, but we just loaded all our gear up in hopes that we were just gonna like play some shows on the way or something, which again is stupid and doesn't make any sense. But one night we heard that Squad 5-0 and the Calicos were playing, and so we ditched Passion for that night and went and weaseled our way onto that show. So I think our first time ever playing not in Tennessee was in Texas. So that's the only point of that really long story. Got nothing on that, okay. Well, so why was I telling you that? Because Coin Luke is not a band anymore, I guess. Just for this year, I've been doing shows kind of like this because we have all these songs, and the band sort of fell apart abruptly, and we didn't really get to tour for our last record, and so I've just been playing shows and playing Cool Hand Luke songs, and I hope you don't feel deceived if you came here thinking it was going to be a rock band, because it honestly is way better that way. But I want you to know that the beginning and the end of this is the gospel of Jesus Christ. The only reason that we ever started playing music to begin with was because Jesus did something real and important to us, and we felt like there was something to this music more than just entertaining people, which is why we quickly went from being a punk rock band to whatever we are, slow, depressing sounding band, because we just it just got to this point where we'd only been a band for like 6 months, and we're like, people just kind of jump around and push each other when we play, and that's fine, but we really want to say something to these people. And the music changed, and I started being the drummer singer over time, and then it started getting harder to write songs just humming things, so I started pinking around on piano, and then before long I would show them a song on piano, and then it would get recorded that way, and we're like, oh crap, how are we going to play that song live? And then we started getting someone to go out and play drums, and I would play piano, and so that's kind of how it got here.